Hey, what's going on? I want to do a video on how I write a song. This question was asked to me a long time ago. How do you write a song? By a non-musician. And the question was a fairly easy question that I couldn't answer. And it's because I never really put thought process into what I actually do. So, in this video, I just kind of want to break down on what I do. So, what I normally do is I'll come up with ideas on the guitar. As the guitarist for the band, I normally write all the material. So I'll sit down and I'll have this idea. And you say, well, where do you get the idea from? Well, inspiration. I'll draw inspiration from the bands that I listen to. Now, I do have my favorites such as Pantera and Metallica and, Black Sabbath, Black Label Society. Let's see, I could go all day on favorite bands, Alice in Chains. But I'll try to draw inspiration from there. Now, I'll also draw inspiration from my mood. I may be in a kind of a down state, or maybe I'm just kind of, angry about something. Maybe I'm just kind of in a laid back state. Who knows? But I draw inspiration from music that I hear, and not only in the different, genres of rock and roll, but country and blues and hip hop and rap, jazz. You could draw inspiration from all of these things. And so, like I said, what I'll do is I'll sit down, and I'll come up with different guitar parts, different little things for this idea. And then this one idea turns into this, and then it leads to that and goes into this. Then you wind up with all these different things, and then you go, it's time to start putting some of this stuff together. And that's what I do. I start trying to break it down into, okay, is this going to be my riff? Is this going to be my verse? Is this going to be my chorus, my breakdown? Do I want to write a solo over this? Do you have a melody yet? There's so many things, man. But once I kind of have a structure, even if it's not solid, and I have something, I'll start writing drums. And I use a drum machine to do that. And I'll create all the drums, and then I'll record that. And then I'll do the same thing with the bass tracks. I'll take and build my bass part off the drums. And then kind of from there, I'll tweak the guitar parts. I'll always do two different rhythm guitar tracks. I'll do a left and a right when you start mixing. I'll do a left and right. I may use one guitar for one track and then a different guitar for another track, along with maybe a different amp and cab setup, and then from there, I'll use keyboards for sound effects. I am a sound effect guy. I love guitar pedals, processors, synthesizers, strings. I just love it all. I'll take everything and put it together. Obviously, mix it, get a rough mix, hand it over to the guys. Now the drums and the bass, to me, they are placeholders. I don't consider them to be the permanent drum tracks for the songs. I can say, hey man, can you at least try to play this section because I really like it, I'm digging it, it's grooving. And our drummer, he'll try. So we'll start working on it in the rehearsal room, and then when the song is ready, we'll go to a recording studio. And then from there, the ideas are still pumping and still just coming out, man. Like, you're sitting there with an engineer, and he hears things that you're not going to hear. And then, like his, assistant guy is there, and they're like, hey man, instead of playing it down here, play it up here, an octave up, Or instead of playing this chord like this, do it this way. And it's like, cool, I promise you, when the idea that you have in your brain comes out, the finalized product will not be the same. I don't care. It's just amazing how the songwriting process works. Now, when you come down to lyrics and things like that, obviously a song has to have words. Not all songs, but I'll do a lot of writing. There may be something that I want to really say, because I do a lot of writing, but a lot of it's personal, and I don't really just kind of, there's, some things I will let out, and then some things I won't. Our singer will do a lot of writing, and then there's times me and him will go, I'll send him something. I'm like, dude, I am at a crossroads. I don't have anything to go with this. What do you got? Then he'll shoot me something back. And then me and him will start sitting down listening to the song. We're trying to phrase everything. And then we go, this word won't work here. We got to come up with something else. Then me and him will put our brains together and come up with, the new line or the new this or the new that, and then you go to the studio and they go, oh, you know what? Sing it like this. Or you go in there with a tempo that's maybe 170 BPMs and they go, nah, that's not going to work. Let's try 145. I don't know, people that's been doing this for years, they just kind of have that, thing about them that they know what's going to work and what's not going to work. And I have gained so much experience by just watching these people. But anyways, these are just the ways that I approach songwriting. And again, it just starts with an idea. And you just draw your inspirations from your different favorite bands. And from there, you just start writing. I will say I don't force write anything. Same thing with lyrics. If I get to, I'm writing lyrics and I get to a point I don't have anything else that I really want to say at that moment, I'm done. Until I revisit that, and then if I got something else that comes to mind, then I'll do the same thing. Same thing with guitar parts. If I'm sitting down and I'm writing a riff and then there's nothing else, that's it. I'll come back the next day and see if I can get something else, and then the following day and see if I can't get something else out of that. And then if it just gets to the point where nothing's really happening, I will actually just, okay, put it on the back burner. I'll go work on other songs. And then from there, I'll just, I'll come back and pick it up. And then my brain, my memory will be, fresh so that when I hear it, and then the process just repeats itself. So, that's just my way of going about songwriting. I hope y'all have a good one.